The MLB offseason is off to the races, and the Philadelphia Phillies are already making some moves. While these are not the headline additions to the team that we are waiting for, there are some significant changes going on in the front office and coaching staff that we're going to break down right here. We're going to let you know what is important, what's going to impact this team, and the other things going on. So, Luke, without further ado, I'll throw it to you right off the bat here. What is going down with this team?
Yeah, so the Phillies made some moves. No, it was not Juan Soto. No, it was not a Taiwan Walker trade. But it is some pretty important things.
Okay.
And I know this doesn't necessarily really like
Fire you up.
hop out on the screen for everybody. But these are some pretty big moves here. So the former Vice President and GM Sam Fuld, he is stepping away from the team until May 2026 to pursue his MBA at UPenn. And he will transition to the president of business operations. That is business, not baseball. That is obviously for Dave Dombrowski still. So after that, taking Sam Fuld's role will now be Preston Mattingly. He was promoted to vice president and general manager. He was the former. He was the
son of Don Mattingly.
I lost it here. Yeah, yes, the former son or the same son of Don Mattingly. He is now the GM and vice president of the Phillies. Luke Merton was promoted there into Mattingly's role, and then Edward Gonzalez was now moved into Merton's role. So some shuffling around there, but really the big one is Preston Mattingly. Mm-hmm. He has been huge in the development of the Phillies farm system. He has been the top guy. He has been a head scout for Ada Miller, Andrew Painter. He's been a huge guy in sort of changing the Phillies' way of how they view their prospects. I think we know for a while that the Phillies farm system was not great at all. For many years, it was a very thin farm system. They would have like one or two prospects that were good, and then other than that, it was just really like a bunch of nobodies. Mm-hmm. But now they've very much developed this, and if you look down at this list, they have a lot of nice names on here now. So that is really the big one. And then it was announced today that there was a promotion for Mark Lowy. He is now the assistant pitching coach who is replacing Brian Kaplan. He was under Caleb Cotham. He is now heading to the Arizona Diamondbacks to become their pitching coach. So not really a ton there. I would say a lot of the work there is for Cotham. But obviously, if you have a role on a major league staff, you are giving a lot to that role. So hopefully Mark Lowy, this will be a pretty smooth transition. But so really for me, the big one was the Preston Mattingly.
Yeah, definitely. And a couple thoughts from me here. For starters, kind of the book on Dave Dombrowski when he first came to the Phillies, and my expectation is the reputation is he's an empty the farm system guy, that he will trade prospects, and that has proven not to be the case here, that they've really rebuilt the farm system in a way that I did not expect since he took over here, and that does seem to be a little bit of a testament to Mattingly, so being rewarded for that as well. Now, we did get to hear what Dave Dombrowski had to say about things, and his quote saying, "Sam and Preston are two of the best young people in the game. They're outstanding in every respect. We have a good relationship between all of us, and really, you kind of look towards the future and say, well, how will this all work out?" Dombrowski, 68, is under contract with the Phillies through 2027, which means he will get to have Mattingly learn the trade under his tutelage for 3 seasons, and then if Dombrowski decides to retire, the Phillies would have his heir apparent already in place. Quote, "I think he has the ability to be the general manager and head of baseball operations for years to come," Dombrowski said. And he also continued on to say a little bit here, saying with this, he joined the Phillies Director of Player Development in September 2021 and was promoted to Assistant General Manager of Player Development last November. Quote, and this being from Mattingly, quote, "I'm very excited about the role," Mattingly said. "Honestly, I just love baseball. It means so much to me. It's been my life since I was born. I was very excited to get to work with the people we have in the organization. They challenge you every single day, and we all share the same vision of helping the Philadelphia Phillies achieve their ultimate goal, which is to win the World Series." Fuld will oversee the business operation departments after his graduation. The current president of business operations, Dave Buck, is retiring in December. Fuld said that the several people, including himself, will take on the responsibilities of the role for the 18 months after his graduation. So that being a little bit more on the business side of things there. But to bring it back to baseball, it does seem pretty clear that like the pathways being laid to be this being the next dude calling the shots in the Phillies organization.
Yeah, this move screamed to me that if the Phillies didn't give Mattingly a big promotion, he was going to get another job somewhere else. He is a very smart baseball mind. He is very awesome with the younger prospects and the younger players. I mean, the fact that he got Aiden Miller and Andrew Painter here in basically back-to-back years, that's pretty damn impressive. But while doing that, he's also built, I mean, this top, 20 now. There is a lot of good players on this list now, and that's really been the big thing. Trying to really grow this farm system for a team, who is sort of starting to get to a higher average age than a lot of these teams. I mean, a lot of your stars are, 32, 33, 34. Zack Wheeler's getting up there. Nola's getting up there, right? All these guys. I mean, this is not I would say, a young team at all. So there is a lot here. There are a lot of players that have the ability to really step into these roles eventually down the line. And I think a big reason for that is Mattingly.
Yeah, absolutely there. And I think for the most part, this is more true in sports like basketball and football, but I still think it does apply to an extent with baseball. You get your guys when you're calling the shots and picking your choices. And we're starting to see Mattingly kind of establish obviously the guys that he's already brought to the organization here. Do you think this speaks towards a little bit of a belief in this next generation, or kind of Mattingly going to be locked in on these are the foundations of the next era of Phillies baseball? Because as you alluded to, we are starting to see the passing of the baton a little bit quicker than I think people are fully acknowledging.
Yeah, I mean, I want Aiden Miller and Andrew Painter to be here for the next 15 years. If they work out to the prospects that we think they can be, they should be in Phillies uniforms forever. And I think once again, this is screaming for me that Mattingly is going to be here a long time. I think Dave Dombrowski's job is Mattingly's once Dombrowski's done.
Yeah.
I think Mattingly will be here for a long time. I think he's earned it. He's young. He's only like 37 years old. But with that, he already has a lot of experience. So I think that's big to sort of have that younger generation start to file into your front office, because I think the game, obviously, as we know, is evolving and it's changing. It is a very, analytics driven league while still having the old time feel, but there is a lot of the, analytics and sort of all that type of stuff. This is an awesome move. I love the Mattingly move. I'm really happy that he's not going anywhere, because once again, I do think if he didn't get a promotion soon, I think he would be very fast out the door for another job.
Yeah, so that is good news that obviously the pathway is being established here. Hopefully there will be some bigger news as far as this current Phillies team and building the roster in the near future, but you got to have these things established, and that's really where an organization starts to fall apart, when you don't have those next years or the next thing in line, that next guy to step up. So we got to give our respect and tip the hat that the Phillies are taking care of business there. So again, hopefully there will be some more concrete news regarding this team soon, but we can rest easy and be excited about this in the meantime. Appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into this video, and let us know what you think on these moves, and if this is interesting to you, if this is something that you want us to talk more about, or if should we keep it to the guys on the field. Understand in both regards there, but did want to jump on and talk about what this meant for the organization. So appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into this video. Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button if you have not already. Drop a like as always, and me and Luke will be talking with you the rest of the way. Peace.